And they are off. It is day 3 of the story for Aetherdrift, and man, oh man, this story is jam-packed with a little bit of the race, some excitement. The race is going on, and we are moving into Amonkhet now in this part of the race, and man, there's a lot. It starts off with the Ready, and he's with the Goblin team, and they're just the Rocketeers and all them. Them and their rocket ships are trying to go super fast, and he's like trying to adjust, and it's just him going back and forth, and all of a sudden, this one is like, boss, boss, boss! And he's like, I don't have time. And looks over, and there's this dude with the, I believe it's the End Riders, juggling chainsaws that are half flame and throwing them at him and all this stuff. And he's just like, oh my goodness, I don't have time. I've got to worry about this. He's trying to get adjust his vehicle. And then all of a sudden, the speed demons show up out of nowhere. I don't know if his vehicle crashed or whatnot. That's kind of just how it ended. It was quite crazy where they end there with the Ready and stuff. Then it goes to just a short little spot with Spitfire, just kind of going through her mind and what's going on. She's like, I've got to do this thing, and I'm watching, got to be careful, And then we go to Chandra, and Chandra's just like, what's going on here? I'm not doing the best so far. And then she got people like, you got to focus on winning, you got to do your thing, and remember what you're trying to do, and you got to try to win and keep everything. And people are trying to keep her focused. She's got people on her team trying to help her and everything. And then we jump over, and then it's to the Amonkhet team, which has Basri, and I believe there's Zahir. Zahir is like the big guy in there. It has them like sitting there talking, and one of the people basically end up unfortunately, he takes a blow that was meant for Zahir, but then they have this whole thing that they do for him and his honor, and they're like, look, the proudest thing is to die and all of this stuff. And the Basri jumps off and is starting to make this huge sandstorm, crazy. And we go back to Spitfire, and she's upset that she's in 6th place, so she's like, man, I gotta find a way to pull ahead and get ahead, and got all these people in front of me and behind me, and people attacking me and shooting me, and all of this different stuff is going on and going crazy. And then she finds a special way. She goes off of the outstretched arm of a god statue spear, landing on top of a Shadow Goblin vehicle, and some of Blue Energy right in front of the Blue. The Speed Demons are trying to get her, but then all of a sudden Chandra spins a fireball and is hitting the Speed Demons and them and everything, and she's getting hit with a little bit of fire. It's a little bit crazy. And then we go back to Chandra, and Chandra's like, how in the world did the Speed Demon guy get ahead again? And then they're basically going back and forth between Winter. She's like, look, Winter, pick on someone your own age, stop picking up on Spitfire. And Winter's like, hey, look, if she's in the race, I can attack her. And Chandra and Winter have this fighting going back and forth going on and everything. She's throwing fireballs. Winter basically jumps on top of the vehicle and engulfs himself in this blue gastral flame and everything, and is just trying to attack and fight and all this stuff. It's pretty crazy. And then Chandra is just has her boss and everyone look, you are focused. You're supposed to be doing this in the race. Don't be worried about what's going on over here. You need to focus on the race. You need to focus on what's going on. Quit worrying about everybody else. And she's like, no. And then she throws a fireball, hits it, but then she realized something at the very end that she pretty sure she heard as she shot that fireball at the speeding vehicle, that she heard the little guy yelp, loot. So who knows what happened to him there. Kind of is. Then her leader, Colgan's like, you're fighting out of the system. He's like, yeah, I'm good. Then we go back to Spitfire, trying to drive around. She's very thankful that she was saved, and she's just trying her best to get through to the next Omen path. She sees this Muranganda. She's trying to get up in there, and so she zooms on in and gets in there. But as she's doing that, she happens to see that there's this just huge storm coming in that is picking up and taking vehicles, one of them being the Guidelight Voyagers, the robot team, apparently, Mending Corps, all of them being swallowed up in the storm. I don't know if this is the same storm. Again, I'm not great at following everything in the story. I'm not sure if this is the same storm that Basri started. Probably. But she gets in there, and then basically we're in this whole thing where we're going to we have a moment where Kari Zev's being interviewed with Ragavan by Vin, talking about the Keelhauler team and how they're doing and stuff like that. And Kari Zev challenges Spitfire to something, and they didn't say anything what. And then we go back, and then there's a moment where we're with, let's see here. And then we're back over with Mohar and all of those people back in Avishkar with with Jace and Vraska sitting there talking and convincing these guys to help them kind of change everything over and see how they can change and fix everything. And they're having a little moment, Vraska and Jace. It's a short little moment. It doesn't really explain what's going on or anything, but they got this ideas. Then we go back talking to Spitfire for a moment and what she wants to do and how she's trying to do all this stuff. She's in this base camp. on Morganda, and they're sitting there talking, and she finds Pia, and they're trying to go over some stuff, and then trying to talk about who's doing what and how people are doing different things. But then they get to see the moment where Zahir basically reincarnates, or basically turns the guy who died back from life into like a living dead, like a mummy, Unearth. It was Unearth. I can't remember what it is. The mechanic, basically. You got to kind of see that. But the one thought that she had is like, what if I win it all and they get second place? What does it matter that this guy risked his life for her? But it was this honor for her to be able to see that. And that's kind of where it leaves us. We're on Muranganda now, and it's going to be curious to see what happens on day 4 of the story, episode 4, and seeing what's going on in Muranganda. First, we've heard of this plane, we're first time being in this plane, seeing what's going on, and seeing some of the people and different characters that are probably going to show up here, and we shall see what's going to happen to Luda. Is he okay? Is the Speed Demons still going to win the race? What's going to happen? Stay tuned. I will bring you episode 4 tomorrow, and I'm excited. The story has been great. A lot going on in today's story. I'm assuming tomorrow's story will be just the same, because this is what happens. We've got like 10 different teams. We've got all these different perspectives going on. But I thank you guys so much for being here, and as always, we'll see you next time.